Hey guys, in today's episode we're going to be reviewing Darwin's Game, the newest death game anime from the winter 2020 season. It's recently gotten some attention between killer panda men and yandere waifus, so what's it actually like? In this review I'll go over its story, characters, music, animation, and general fun factor to see if Darwin's Game is worth the hype. Story. Hey there kid, I heard you like Jojo'S, so I put Jojo in your mobile death game. In the world of Darwin's Game, there exists an app called, well, Darwin's Game. When Kaname clicks on the app, suddenly he's met with a snake that jumps out of the screen and bites him, thus causing him to gain a sigil, a superpower that only players have access to. However, now that he's thrown into a dog-eat-dog world of killers and psychos, can he survive this hellish game and find a way to quit? Does this premise sound sort of familiar? Because this show carries one of the best things from the JoJo series. No, I'm not talking about that hunk of perfect man-made speedwagon. I'm talking about stands, silly. I mean, come on, the snakes are just stand arrows with extra steps and sigils? Well, players have a unique sigil that bestows upon them an equally unique power. Though those powers can really vary in terms of strength, some can be absolutely broken, like controlling all plants, and some are not so great for battle, like able to tell if someone is telling the truth or not. These differences in power and how players decide to make the best of it create situations that are very reminiscent of stand battles. Though unlike stand battles, where it's mostly the group against some unknown power trying to kill them, Darwin's Game is mostly based around forced encounters, either from the game itself or others with an agenda. As the story progresses, Kaname slowly builds up a clan of like-minded or sympathizing individuals who seek not only to survive, but end the game once and for all, with the story ending on a near promise of a season 2 and speculation landing sometime around January 2021. This is all that the show has for us in the meantime. So is Darwin's Game just some JoJo wannabe? No, as it's able to apply the same hype formula that makes JoJo so great while also putting its own twist in the delivery. You'll get all the great fight scenes and internal monologues as the characters try to escape the precarious situations fighting enemies of unknown powers, while also trying to tell a more character-driven narrative through Kaname as he goes from everyday high school life to fighting for his life. I'd say that really is the main distinguishing factor, however. As though it might not be reinventing the wheel with its concepts, it does execute them well enough where I honestly didn't care. There is just something so satisfying about seeing complex battles where a character or a group of characters has to figure out a puzzle or the power of an opponent in order to outdo them. So long as they do it well, it's gonna be a great ride no matter what the story is about. Characters. Now when talking about characters, the best by far to me is Kaname. He starts off the show as just a mild-mannered, dependable guy who doesn't want to hurt anyone unnecessarily. This attitude slowly dissolves though as the game starts to take its toll on him. The Kaname we are introduced to in the beginning of the show is a vastly different character from how the season ends, becoming the clan, or maybe more accurately to say, the mafia leader of the Sunset Ravens. Aside from Kaname, we have many other characters with quirks and features to help them stand out of the crowd. Shuka, for example, is a rose-dressed, chain-wielding, near-overpowered player with the ability to control anything wire-like. Rain, the analytical middle school student with the ability to accurately predict and calculate the movements of anything she sees, allowing her to dodge bullets and return with her sniper rifle. Sue, the adorable waterbender who shares a body with her dead twin brother Soda, who's able to freeze said water. These characters and others make up the backbone of the Sunset Ravens and their ultimate objective of ending Darwin's Game by any means necessary. This is probably the part where I have to say some of my personal grievances, however, as there really isn't much real depth in most of these characters besides Kaname. Each character fills a niche in the group and has their reasons as to how they ended up there, but really I don't get a lot out of them. That could get solved in a season 2, but as it stands, you get what you get. That's not to say that they aren't entertaining to watch as they play D-game, I just didn't get a whole lot of mileage out of their characters. So far, they really just feel more like a mode of transportation to the crazy addicting combat scenes than a character with their own dreams and ambitions. Even the villains in the story are more one-note in flavor, acting just as gory, destructive vanguards against protagonists. Do I hate any characters? No. I would love to see more development in further seasons, but as far as the initial mouthfeel goes, most of them feel sort of plain. Cute, a bit crazy, but plain. Music. Can I just say that this is the first roadblock I've had in this section out of all the other reviews I've made so far? The only songs I can find are the OP and the ending tracks to Chain and Alive. I couldn't find the show's official soundtrack so that I could try and listen to it on its own like I do for most of these reviews. In fact, besides the opening and ending songs and one other ambient track, I couldn't find any of the other songs. Just another guy on Reddit asking the same question. Sorry man, I wish I knew too. But from retroactively watching more, I have come to the conclusion that there are really three main songs that provide the bulk of the musical support. There's the OP, Chain, the ending track, Alive, and a high-paced electronic orchestrated song with a Japanese rapper. Most of the ambient tracks are also orchestral in nature and fill the tense moments of some fights very well, but nothing really stood out to me besides those three mentioned. Chain is a rock orchestra anthem by ASCA and sets the tone with its swelling strings and driving chorus. Alive by Mashiro Ayano is one that fits the best thematically, in my opinion, as it's a somber rock song whose piano and guitars gives a sense of overcoming while also a feeling of beginning. It's perhaps my favorite out of the three worthy of note. That being said, the music is definitely not the main draw of the show, though it's able to set the mood effectively. Though even the opening and the ending tracks aren't all that impressive to me. I don't think any of these songs are going in my playlist, even if I could find them. God damn it, somebody help this poor lad find that damn fight sync song. God damn it, he's been waiting for so long. Animation. Is the animation for Darwin's game great? Well, depends. If it's Shuka's chains, then yes, the amount of fluidity and detail they employ of those metal whips of death are fantastic, especially the Shuka v Zulan fight, which is hands down the best animated fight scene in the whole show. Outside of that, it really just seemed average to me. The fight scenes give just enough to never feel boring and to have a satisfying impact, but never going the extra distance to dazzle us with detail, except in the Shuka v Zulan fight. Outside of combat, it's a pretty typical inner Japanese city urban environment. Nothing really stands out for me when the characters are just going about their business. Inoffensive and average. The small times that Studio Nexus really did try and go beyond, it was always during the climax of a fight for the arc. Overall, the quality is good, but not great. Fun factor. Shit, did Panda Man just get isekai'd? Darwin's game, though it might not be a technical masterpiece, is still a fun ride while it lasts. The way they battled with sigils really did remind me of a mix of Hamon and stand battles. There is something so satisfying about seeing a ragtag group of survivors try to escape a situation where they don't know the opposition's power, or a group of superpowered people kicking the shit out of a bunch of despicable goons that just makes me instantly gravitate towards that type of material. And the ending clan battle was just a joy to watch. Kaname is far and away the best character in the show. As far as world building goes, you'll see a few of the top clans and their unique relationships to the Sunset Ravens that beg to be expanded upon as the show continues. As far as the mechanics of Darwin's game and how it sets itself up, it tries to explain some reasons to make the world more believable. Like for example, if you were to kill someone through a D-game, there won't be any outside interference or investigations, as the app will handedly cover up such things. Though as I watched the show, the world building certainly was not the driving factor in why I enjoyed watching the show. It's a simple and fun show with simple pleasures. It's fun because the powers are unique and interesting, creating thrilling scenarios. It's fun because out of nowhere you'll get a middle school student giving high quality life advice to someone 20 years her senior. It's fun because you see a naive lad change to a badass with a goal and a quirky family. It's a simple escapist journey with people getting killed, but put that on the back burner as these people just accept it as everyday life. It's simply a fun show. Conclusions. If you're looking for a good time, not a long time, give Darwin's game a shot, featuring 11 episodes of bombastic fights and interesting death game survival. My final verdict for Darwin's game is a 7.5 out of 10. For other recommendations, hey kid, have you heard of a little show called Jojo'S Bizarre Adventure? Because if you haven't, you got to watch it. Alright, it doesn't matter. If you haven't watched it, Go and watch Jojo's right now. Don't even bother watching Darwin's game. Don't even bother watching anything else. You go, you watch Jojo, all right? Then you come back here. Then you listen to the rest of this, all right? But if for some reason you don't like the stand battles or the memorable characters or the great story, if you like the edginess of death games, then what about Dead Man Wonderland? It's a great show. It's all the death games right there, buddy. That's all you need. It's pretty good. You should watch it. But you should probably watch JoJo. I'm just saying. Have you seen Darwin's game? Leave a comment below of your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on this video so we can start growing this channel. A big thank you to everyone so far that has supported me, as we've just reached over 25 subscribers. So if you haven't, please subscribe for more content just like this one. I'll see ya in next week's review. And in 50 subs is reached, I will do a review of JoJo's Phantom Blood Part 1.